10 surprising reasons why smart people hate socializing. Have you ever walked into a party and felt your battery drop before you even said hello? The small talk, the fake loud laughs, the way people recycle the same 3 stories, it's like watching a sitcom you never asked to binge. If you've ever wondered why your brain treats that scene like an emergency, stick around. We're about to unpack 10 reasons your mind keeps sliding toward the exit. And quick note, I'm not talking about hating people. I'm talking about hating what passes for connecting when the room is stuck on surface mode. Small talk feels like a broken record. It always starts the same. Busy week, crazy weather, right? On the surface, it's harmless, but sharp minds hear the needle scratching in the groove. Once you spot the script, you can't unsee it, and every repetition feels like time being siphoned out of your life. You're not rude for wanting depth, you just can't pretend the loop is music anymore. Emotional sonar on overdrive. You don't just hear words, you read tone, micro-expressions, who's fidgeting with their ring finger because they're dying to leave. Multiply that by 20 voices, and the room turns into a data tsunami. One friend calls it carrying invisible suitcases. By the time you get home, you're physically exhausted from luggage that isn't even yours. Time feels like venture capital. Every hour has a potential ROI, a chapter read, a problem solved, a walk that sparks a breakthrough idea. When the evening's forecast is mild gossip with a chance of lukewarm dip, the mental spreadsheet flashes red. Richard Feynman skipped faculty mixers to play bongos and scratch equations on napkins. He called it interest on invested attention. Your calculator brain does the same math in seconds and votes no. Hypocrisy radar never sleeps. You catch the host saying, "So glad you came," while glancing longingly at the door. You notice the compliment that lands a split second before a request for a favor. Once you see the strings, the puppet show loses its charm. You're not cynical, you just can't unsee the stage directions. Hierarchy games look like recess with better clothes. Who speaks first? Who interrupts? Who grabs the bigger chair? Once the pattern is obvious, it's hard to respect. High intelligence correlates with low adherence to dominance cues. You bow to competence, not titles. Watching adults jockey for invisible crowns feels like recess detention, and you already did your time in middle school. Creativity needs a quiet incubator. Insights love defocused states, showers, solo walks, that drowsy twilight before sleep. A loud room hijacks your brain into reactive mode, flushing fragile alpha waves. After 2 hours of mingling, studies show creative problem-solving scores drop. You retreat not from snobbery, but because the next big idea is shy. It won't appear under disco lights. Overthinking builds social lag. While most people blurt, your brain simulates 10 moves ahead. By the time you craft the perfect reply, the conversation has moved on. Researchers call it response latency, and it climbs alongside IQ. The result? You replay the joke that fell flat, anticipate tomorrow's awkward text, and poof, fun becomes homework. Sensory overload in HD. Bright brains download more bits per second. A 2023 study found the top 5% IQ bracket shows a 27% uptick in thalamic input translation. Every perfume cloud, clinking glass, and off-key laugh arrives in Dolby. By the time someone asks, "So what do you do?" your RAM is maxed, and you're quietly hunting a porch to cool the motherboard. They spot manipulation early and hate the game. Negging, strategic vulnerability, the compliment-critique-compliment sandwich. Your pattern recognition software flags these in milliseconds. Constant vigilance is cognitively expensive. Philosopher Robert Nozick said smart people avoid not just the traps but the whole terrain, where traps are the norm. You'd rather sit out the game than burn calories dodging landmines. Peace beats novelty. After the noise, silence feels like sliding into a warm bath. Neuroscientist Marcus Raichley's default mode network research shows inward rest consolidates memory, integrates emotion, and boosts future problem solving. Solitude isn't empty, it's full of questions finally getting answers. You're not escaping humanity, you're entering the lab where the real experiments run. Quick check. How many of these 10 felt like they were reading your diary? Drop a me in the comments with the number that stung most. Let's see which reason tops the charts. And if you want more videos where psychology meets real life, tap subscribe so you don't miss the next rabbit hole. So, the next time you ghost a gathering early, remember, you're not broken, you're optimizing for depth. Guard your bandwidth, curate your circle, and when you do show up, bring conversations that make the rest of the room raise their resolution too. Be polite, be brief, and above all, be unapologetically you.